Hey, so I'm Mia. I work with AT&T. I'm part of their data processing team, and when I'm not being professional, I'm a professional witch. I make wands. Right now I'm trying to finish up an order. I wanted to show you. There's some holly, birch, oak, and blueberry. So that's what I do a lot of times. Today is a book review, and I'm just going to flashbang go through a bunch of books. If you guys see a book that you like, I'm going to say a couple of words about it. Hopefully you go out and get it. These are ones that I would personally recommend to help either further the development of your craft or to help you start out. A great one that I summoned through some of my spirit guides is Getting the Most Out of Life. I don't know if you guys can pick that up, the yellow and red. Getting the Most Out of Life. I was out on a run, and pretty much I asked my guides to send me something. You know, I thought I'd dedicate some time to them, so get a little bit back. And they literally summoned a book. Other times they've given me flowers, so there's interactions. And when they give you things back, it's always good. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to recommend 4 books, and I'd say this is good if you're homeschooling a child. These books come from the Little Wooden Books Press. All 4 of them is, I would say, almost the equivalent of understanding all that high school is going to teach you in these volumes. They've got a lot of different subjects to go into, but these are more of the mundane scientific aspects. I think it's pretty good. The only novel that I've got available is The Alchemist. One of my favorite novels, and I've definitely read it a few times, and every time I do, I seem to examine my life and move forward in a better direction. It's one of my favorite books. Likewise, one of the books that got me started in witchcraft that is rather surprising is This Book Will Change Your Life. It's more of a comedy book. I don't know if you can see upside down. You're going to have to. You just take one day at a time and just do the different tasks on it. And they had one page with witchcraft, and that's kind of where it stuck. Not knowing where to go, I'm glad that things have changed. I like Silver Ravenwolf. I like Scott Cunningham. But realistically, in the modern day and age, I'm going to recommend Sky Alexander, Modern Guide to Witchcraft. If you guys need to stop so you can screenshot, go ahead. It's your basic guide to Wiccan-style witchcraft. It covers a little bit of everything. It's accurate. It kind of cuts out some of the fluff and just kind of gets to the point. There's a few in our series, and I think they're a lot better than most of what's out there, or most of what's on my bookshelf on this level. For feng shui, I know that there's a whole deep mythos, but this is what I use. Basic. I can definitely tell you from implementing, de-implementing, and implementing it back, it works. And it's not, I don't know how else to say. I'm trying to give you things that I know work. So, feng shui, make sure that you've got a proper chi flow. It's a subtle thing, and when you're working with subtle energies, you'll start to understand. If you're really coming to all of this without an understanding of alchemy or thought in a metaphysical style way, I would recommend the Kabbalion. It's got the 7 Hermetic Principles. You can read this in the span of one bathtub, and I don't know. It's smart. It's all you need to know. If you want to go further, you can go into astrological magic. And this is the complete Pictrix. It is old school as it gets. There's recipes with cat's brains. And It's written as a product of its time. It is not a new book. This is a translation of a translation. A lot of these I've tried to keep them new because I don't want to suggest authors that are about 50 years outdated unless it's deep classic and it kind of makes sense. If you're looking for a book on sigils, I recommend Sigil Witchery. She seems to have a good personal review. I like the book. It's in a workbook style, and it's pretty. It feels nice in the hand, and it's a bit more square instead of tall and rectangular. It's a good switch up. I know this lady personally, Thorn, the traditional Wicca, a Seeker's Guide. This is not about Wicca. This is more about finding a coven. So if you're in the mood to not be solitary, I recommend this, so that you can figure out how to find a coven, how to be nice about it, and how to get them to say yes. If you want a book on runes, this is one of the ones that I like to flip through the most. The reason is, the rune's big as crap. I can literally leave it on my desk, leave it open to just one of them, and come back to it later and be like, oh yeah, this. I think it's a good way to introduce rune studies into a basic daily routine. It's got older and younger Futhark. There's more books, so you can always go deeper with your things, but I think this is a pretty good one. Plus, it keeps it Icelandic, which means it stays in the culture. I am a big herbalist, so of all of them, go with the Master Book of Herbalism. Cuts out a lot of the crap, goes into most of what you're going to need to know about herbal medicine without being 5 textbooks deep into preparations with astrological alignments. It's the nitty-gritty, but it's also got about everything in here that's relevant to most people's daily lives. If you need some other associations or correlations, I think that's the word, I found this one to be helpful. 777 by Crowley. Not the biggest fan of this man, but it cross-references a bunch of different things, and it's helpful. It is written in like what I'd say almost a photocopier style. The font's a bit smaller and a bit choppier, but this is also a reprinting of possibly a reprinting. There's that. If you want the bare bones of what modern craft is, the majority of people out here that I've found in personal interactions work with chaos magic. So old school 1970s-esque Libernal and Psychonaut chaos magic. It gets down to it. Tries to cut through all of the dogma, the hype, the this and that, give you a better... I'd say if this is level 1, this is definitely level 3. There's kind of a growing phase that you're going to need to switch from this to this if you're 16. If you're 25 and you think that this is child's play, go for it. Just get this. Just go for it. It's written in a way that you can understand, and I don't know what else to say. I hope I see you guys around, and cheers.